Okay, hello everyone, we're just setting up at the minute. Apologies for the slightly late start. We just had a quick think about what to actually do tonight. We were tempted to do Battle Monsters on the Saturn and then thought, no, we'll save that for a Halloween stream. Because that's, quite frankly, a horror in every way possible. Right, so we thought we'd do a bit of fun tonight. Yeah, we were tempted to do Battle Monsters because we thought let's do something a bit different, but I thought, you know what, let's do this instead. Do normal, otherwise it's a weird big spiking system. So this is Virtua Fighter. Kids, we haven't actually covered a Virtua Fighter in the Fight Night. So we've done Fighters Megamix, but we haven't done a Virtua Fighter, so let's get cracking, as they say. I will be player 1, Dragoon will be player 2. This is the weird Chibi Titan board video game that is one of those, why on earth did they make it? I'm so sure we jumped back there. This game does change resolution a lot, so just as a heads up, you may get some slight blanks in the screen when it's going in between matches. Now, the weird thing with this is the absolutely minuscule range your little pint-sized guys have.
Rolled out,
yeah,
out of the ring.
It's going to be a fast fight now. I think probably get through quite a few matches. It is a weird one. I think there are balancing changes from this, the original Virtua Fighter. I always wonder why AM2 did this. It was one of those. Obviously, one of them was a Chibi fan. I don't know how well this did. I mean, I have no idea how well this did. It got released in all regions, though. You can get it in North America. And Dragoon obviously remembers the down up. Yeah, it's down, up, left, A, right.
Yeah.
One. Ready,
Right.
go!
You can get the fishing head version as well.
Yeah, there is a weird chip there.
The music's pretty good though. I've actually got it off in our end. You guys should be able to hear it. You guys can hear it. Yep, they can. You can hear it all fine and lovely. In fact, that's probably a little bit high for you to actually hear us talking over it. I know Dragoon tends to be a bit quiet in his commentary. Nice little move there. So this is really a simplified version of Virtua Fighter. I do wonder if it was designed to try and get appealing more. I think Virtua Fighter is interesting because I mean, they just had the new, and I suppose partly ties into the new announcement they've just done, where you're now getting, it looks like possibly Virtua Fighter 6 is on its way. I say possibly because we're not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's a strange announcement today.
Virtua Fighters Esports.
Does that mean they're doing a new game, or are they just going to take the old games and do tournaments on them?
I hate the term esports anyway. It's such a contrived garbage because they're not. It's not a sport as such. It's competitive gaming tournaments. Oh, you can hold up to change costume or down. Oh yeah.
Okay, the game Virtua Fighter, the character Virtua Fighter is built for.
It's the one the developers designed for.
Fight one. Ready, go!
So I was doing a bit of streaming a bit of Bomb Man earlier. Didn't see that. We thought we'd do a bit of a fight night. Although I think this will be a slightly reduced fight night tonight. It's going to be straight off. Once we've done the hour, it'll be finishing. But I do like to get these videos out just so people have something to watch over the weekend. 24 in fact. This is the 24th Spike Night.
1 for 8.
Would have been more of a summer break, but the summer was so lousy. There will be a winter break though for certain. There'll probably be a large chunk of December. There will not be streams on.
Fight 1. Ready, go!
It's such a weird one they chose that they would have Chibi versions. I mean, AM2 did actually quite a few of their games with Chibi. This is blooming fast compared to Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter 2 is actually faster. It's actually a faster game than Virtua Fighter 2. Yeah, I've noticed that the default damage is far higher. We're just shredding everyone's health bar.
Getting off some moves actually quite tricky because by the time stuff to do the
Damage, you've already taken apart the health bar, so... I did a replay of that kick. Why did that kick get a replay? Was it warrant a replay? Yeah. Right.
Let's go drunk in the fight.
Yeah.
Trying to have a pair of things.
Yeah.
John has one that says, I'm going to kill you now.
Jeffrey does a weird sort of angel eye face
Chilby
once you
face.
select him, like. Yeah, it's Chilby. I never quite understood the. I'm surprised they didn't call it Virtua Fighter Chibi, actually. Oh, he's got the Java T on him, hasn't he?
Take a swig of John.
But yeah, you have to. When we talk about product placement.
There is also a Java T version of this game. Demo. Intros and product placement.
Yeah, it's not that. I have seen it around. Really start trying to hum with it. So I can't remember if I did the run through of this after I got the game, so I scanned it. Oh, I did the gold version. I wanted to do the standard version. Doesn't matter. Down, up, right, left. I think you can do for the gold version.
Fight 1. Ready, go!
Did the opposite, so we got the gold version. Yeah, the range is ridiculously short on it. I do like the facial expressions, like there you saw a duck. Yeah. It's far more expressive than a lot of the titles. So, in fact, it's far more expressive than. Hi Rap Lawyer, thanks for coming back to the stream. I remember you from the Final Fight Revenge one. This game really shows off what the Saturn is capable in 3D nice high-res. Yes, it is. It is incredibly fast, incredibly block. Admittedly, I think this is actually done. This is weird. This is technically after Virtua Fighter 2, isn't it? So it's technically a more superior title in terms of.
They're down, can't he?
Yeah, a couple of them also kicks when they're down.
Happy Pie.
Yeah, you get.
Shun Pie.
Yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful high-res 60.
Fight 1. Ready, go!
Yeah,
It is. Yeah, it's Jackie's stage, where it's like Christmassy hint to it. But yeah, I mean, visually, this is. I mean, it's really fluid, really fast. In fact, this is probably faster than all the Tekken games. It's just a shame This is one of those games that I think is a bit underrated because it was. At the time when it came out, I remember distinctly a lot of people being, meh, we've already had Virtua Fighter's remix. This is the fourth Virtua Fighter game on the Saturn, after Virtua Fighter's 1, after Virtua Fighter's remix, after Virtua Fighter's 2, and effectively it was just a weird Chibi version of Virtua Fighter's 2, so it was a bit weird, but from a technical perspective, it's certainly one of the better ones. Although this is an STV Titan board port. And it's not a Model 2 port. This was developed for the Sega Titan video board, which is of course what the Sega Saturn's hardware is actually based on. Interestingly, Blazing Tornadoes, which I did a video for, that has 2 VPUs, so I did wonder whether the hardware for that is loosely based on the Sega Saturn hardware, but not, because it's Blazing Tornadoes. Too many games in the 5th generation has moving polygon mouse speech. No, the 4th one I think has a little bit. You're right in certain. No, the 2nd game has I think a teeny bit, but I'm not sure whether it's animated sprites. A lot of them were animated sprites, whereas this one's actually got proper 3D modelling. Primarily because they've got so much more space to play with the head, ironically, because the heads are much bigger. Transparency or a net effect? It's going to work out on Sarah with the top. Is that actually transparent polygons?
no, that is transparent. Yeah, it's just addressed. You can see the black top underneath it.
Yeah, I think it's a net effect though. So it might be. That's.
It doesn't look like a net effect. It might be a different kind of net.
I think it might be a dithering effect. It looked like it was doing an on-off thing. You could definitely see lines in it. It wasn't a true. Yeah, some of the face animations are really quite wacky with the way they suddenly go from like happy to ready to fight look. I have previously done a long play on the channel. I can't remember which fighter I did. Whereas I might have been Sarah, might have been Akira, one of the two.
Ready, go!
Yeah, the damage is really. I mean, you all recognise the rather happy, cheery versions of all the backgrounds on the previous of the Virtua Fighters 2, given a more lively state.
I suppose this feels more like a budget title than a full-blown.
Yeah, I think it was released at 30 quid. I think it may have been budget in Japan.
The problem is, I suppose, there's nothing new here in terms of characters.
Or content. It's purely. I mean, it's just basically a what. Effectively, this is just a test. This is the Virtua Fighters 2 code running on STV Titan board hardware with chibi characters.
I wonder if this is actually a byproduct of Sonic Fighters. Because obviously they did get Sonic Fighters running on the Saturn. Supposedly they cancelled it.
Yeah, I mean Sonic.
So I wonder if they got the engine running with Sonic Fighters because they did so much work on it, they might not scrap it. We're going to do something.
Yeah, you're right there in saying about the multi-layered, the parallax scrolling, because you've got that the background itself moves, but you've got the stationary background as well, and the background, the actual ground, so the ground we're moving on is different to the background image, which is in turn different to the sky image. I don't know whether they would have used a skybox. I think this is before skyboxes. They may have used something similar to a skybox, or they could be walking sprites the whole time. Sadly, my professional industry experience doesn't stretch back to the Sega Saturn era, or the Dreamcast era for that matter.
Fight 1. Ready, go!
Although, technically I did first work on games at the end of the PlayStation 2 era, so I am credited on a couple of PS2 games. Yeah, during your stage we don't get the slowdown effect, do we, in this one?
I don't make it a habit to fight the elderly.
Yeah,
Fight 2.
I feel like it does add something nice and interesting to it. Again, you get the replays. That's interesting. He's got, you notice he's got his polygon hair, hasn't he? He's got the ponytail. That's whereas Lau has his ponytail. I don't think he has it in the Saturn port VX2. Because a couple of the effects were missing, and then they subsequently added them in a bit better. I quite like, yeah, you've got that pseudo background with the image splitting to give you the wavy effect. That is actually incredibly tricky. It's holding up pretty well, I think. The oversoft scan converter isn't the best when it comes to interlace footage, and this is, I think this is 480i. This is running the Saturn at its highest resolutions. It's just the way it's like waving there, just looks really nice. It may look slightly better on a CRT. Jeffrey's weird anime eyes. Google.
Yeah, if they'd added the characters from Virtua Fighter 3 to this, probably
That would have been quite an interesting one, adding the characters from Virtua Fighter 3. Yeah, because Virtua Fighter 3...
Again, the same weirdness from VS2, where land stage, the last one in the order sequence, despite the fact he got the first character fighting the arcade.
Oh yeah, now, did we not do the stage first then?
No, we didn't. We did Sarah's stage first.
Yeah, you're right, we did do
The
Sarah's.
same as VS2 on the Saturn. Lands, for some reason, lands
Stages.
It's obviously a bug.
Yeah. Finding the testers wouldn't necessarily pick up, or you become so oblivious you're not paying attention to the order the stages are run.
I win.
Yeah, the camera when it comes in there is not the best. You do see through the heads of the characters, so that entrance camera could be slightly better, I think. I should say, if you mentioned anything, I'm player 1, so I'm on the left side, and Dragoon is player 2 on the right side. These matches are coming in thick and fast, I will say. 9 seconds that round. This is far quicker than Virtua Fighters, Virtua Fighters 2, and even Megamix. I think this really is a blinding. Yeah, hold up and get the alternative costumes. It's even more colourful and cheery than, but yeah, it is a really is a high quality example of a Sega. It really shows you what the Sega Saturn could do, but it was not a game sat in fans. I know. I think you're right when you said it was a budget title in Japan, and it was kind of like a 30 quid title over here. But it was one of those games that I think a lot of people didn't buy because It was kids who were students versus Virtua Fighter's kids. They saw it as like another re-release, so largely it got ignored. Well, it's not really. It's sort of bright and colourful. I wouldn't necessarily say it's kids. I mean, they're beating the hell out of one another. You already have it. It's actually looking pretty good on the episode scan here, therefore I will admit.
Drunken Master stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird one because obviously the range is much shorter in this.
Yeah, I think they've compensated it with the damage because it's clearly I mean, that's what, about an eighth of my health bar, a couple of moves, and there you've got nearly half your health bar gone.
Probably have to probably find this the same amount of damage,
Better run home to mama now.
It's a little bit hard to tell when you're blocking as well and things like that because the way they are in this, because their arms are so short, I mean, you literally got to be, I mean, even that range, that would hit a connected Virtua Fighter 2. In this range, you've literally got to be right next to your opponent. Standard dural then. I'm just going to bring up. Adjusted. Oh, what did you press?
you go down, up, right, left A.
Left A, okay.
Just go the other way.
Okay, I tried that, didn't work. Down, up, right, left, and A last.
You hold A, so there's it. After you select it, you can transfer it.
I'll just bring up game facts in a sec. Game FAQs in a second. Yeah, she's got a really like rage look on her face. Oh, what a comeback! Cheers for the likes so far. I've actually got a couple of likes already on this stream. Things are a little bit improvised. We did the bomb match and I thought, well, we should really do a fight night stream. So I said I did initially think we'd do battle monsters, but it took a while to dig it up, and then we eventually dug it up. But actually, no, let's do Virtua Fighter's Kids as that's nearer. And also when I thought about it, I think battle monsters might be quite a good one for a Halloween-based stream.
Halloween.
Seeing as that's I mean, yeah, that and Darkstalkers is I think Battle Monsters is horror in more than one way, so to speak. So not least because it's not a great game and it's not a great. It does actually be a win ratio, yeah. Like, yeah, it's quite. You realise there's quite a lot of verse records. I think it's quite nice duo. Juro does have a picture as well. You can see the Juro artwork if you go there. Down, up, right, left, eye. Down, up, right, left, eye. Doesn't let me do it. Down.
So you have to do left and A, but at the same time.
Ah, that would be why.
Fight 1. Ready, go!
I think Jackie still has his Java. He did have a Java T victory. There is a T version of drinks. It's a very fluid, very fast playing. I mean, as a Saturn Fighters go, it's a very well put together one. In fact, as I said, it could well have been a nice test. But in fact, adding in the Virtua Fighter 3 characters might not be too bad an idea.
Fight 2.
Yeah, something to give us
An edge over Virtua Fighters 2.
I think the lack of any additional characters meant that just gave them no reason to open this up.
I do wonder what this weird esports announcement's going to be as well. So we're going to have a...
These days, Sega Saturn Holdings is a very large company, but arguably Sega is probably one of the smaller ones.
Down, up, right, left, eye. No, it's not coming out for me. I could do down, up, right. I did the other one, fine. Gold duel, the left duel.
You
Just
basically just flip it.
yeah, that's it. I'm doing exactly the same. It's just not coming out for some reason. Down, down, up. Oh right, I realised what I was doing wrong. Up, it's not down. Down, right.
Fight 2. Ready, go!
We can actually run this as well. You actually got the proper dash stuff. Yeah, I don't think you can run quite. Not try and hum like, their voices are sped up, so like Yunde Tainde in this, they're all like really like there's someone's taken a helium balloon and sucked it in before speaking the line. I mean, despite like there wasn't much new here, there's certainly far worse you could pay money for on the Sega Saturn. There we go.
Fight 1. Ready, go! 1. Ready, go!
Okay, just take a moment's respite there. And kick back underway with power and shun again. And I guess nice little at least he's not drinking alcohol in this one. Saying that after you played this game, you might want to swing it's like a stronger, thinking, what have I just been playing? It's not a bad fight. As I said, it's not a bad fight at all. Technically, it's very impressive. It does feel like it is a tech demo, but it just feels like, why would you do this? I mean, I know there was a bit of a Chibi, so I don't know whether it was like big in Japan at the time, but I don't recall there being that many games Chibi orientated. In fact, I think this might be one of the few. I know you often had the odd character that was quite Chibi, and you do still get Chibi stuff, but how big was it? I can't say. Quite a lovely package. This is the Japanese Saturn version, in case you haven't guessed already. We do have the English PAL one as well, though that's PAL optimised again. So I mean, it's a pretty good PAL optimisation, but again, as always, the Japanese version is just slightly better with that speed because of the speed loss. Yeah, this has got a lot more modes than VF2, so this is a much more complete package.
Well, VF2's got that kind of survival mode where you get ranked, which is
yeah, but this is all those modes and more. You can get a nice little sound test as well, which has got all the characters on the band.
Ready, go!
Sean was born 1912, so that would make him now 100, 108.
Shundi. Yes, that would make him 80 in the original, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, 80.
One reason why Street Fighter now tends to remove the original date of birth they have to their characters.
Yeah, because of course they'd all be quite old. And
1968, 1970, 1979, Raffle, 1973, Sarah, 1975, Kai, 1940, Jeffrey, 1957.
they're all getting on a bit now.
Yeah.
So I think all of
Page, 1971, Gun, 1912.
in fact, I hate to admit it, but officially their birthdays are all older than us.
First of February.
Is any of them born in 1980 or are they all 1970s?
They're all 1970s, the youngest, 1979 is the youngest, and then Leon.
I suppose because when this obviously it was based on when this came, when the original VF came out, what, 93, 94? So you
No,
would,
I think you would have started about 1993.
yeah, 90. I think it's around 93. So
Characters born in the 90s in 93 would have been children.
80s and the 90s would have been children.
Ready, go!
Yeah, you actually have got multiple layers of the way, and it is kind of almost tricky the way the background works. In fact, you have some really nice parallax scrolling.
His rams don't work very well.
No, his rams. No, quite a few of the characters are utterly nerfing this because their range is totally gone. Anyway, this neutralises a lot of the characters, so they're very all similar from a fighting perspective. They're all very much all on the same level because they've literally all got the same range. I mean, the damages are all very similar. So
schoolboys trying to keep each other apart.
10年早いんだよ
Yeah, it's a weird. The Chibi looks definitely a weird one. The thing is, they look like grown adults, but with like deformed physics. So they're almost like, I suppose, dare I say, they almost look a bit like dwarves in a way.
Dwarven? Now called Dwarven by games where
Sure.
due to copyright.
Yeah, I suppose it is a bit.
Ready, go!
That kick.
Bless me, excuse me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just sneezing into my tissue. Okay, let's get back to the sprawling. It's actually, I mean, it is a very fast fighter, so you do feel like you're getting through a fair chunk of matches, even more so. I mean, Mega Mix was quick, but this seems to be,
Yeah,
this seems to be literally a whole new level of Speedy Gonzales. Oh, I got whooped that round. I couldn't even get in a thrower's wolf.
I'm faster than lightning.
I didn't do it, it's fine.
Yeah, and Jeffrey's weird anime style eyes before they brutally fight one another. It is an odd mix, but it is
Ready, go!
technically, as I said, technically it's a very good fighter. I mean, it is just Virtua Fighter 2, literally. I mean, this must have been, they must have done, I wouldn't be surprised if this took weeks to do. Because you're effectively taking a game already released, you're effectively reskinning it
I win.
with slightly less polygons, so...
Ready, go!
But again, when you start really seeing the Saturn, I mean, I don't think there's any one game that uses the Saturn's full potential, because I think even Sega's team still hadn't quite got to grips with it when Sega wrapped it up. So I would wonder if by the end Saturn games, I mean, bearing in mind the Saturn can basically do anything the PlayStation can do, the Saturn can do. Saturn was the more powerful machine, but as is often the case, the most powerful machine doesn't necessarily win out. Although I don't think those heads are 3D models, I think they're just 2D static images.
Ready, go!
This drive would actually stop
Spinning
as we play the game. Instead of all in the memory.
memory,
Animal Crossing on the GameCube is similarly like that. If you remove the disc after the game is loaded, and then close, and then
it would never ask
you never re-ask the prompt
because
the
it's
disc
like
again.
Animal Crossing is fully loaded into the cube's memory, which is actually quite an impressive technical feat. It also shows you how small Animal Crossing is.
Yeah, it shows you how little work, how small in terms of size Animal Crossing.
I mean, it's actually a big shame with this genre. There are very few games that are actually running from this genre. I think only Kawi and a few developers have actually really utilised that. This generation, largely lots of really big installs, and I just think it's a lot of laziness on behalf of developers not to optimise the code. Because I don't think any game this generation should be 100 gigs. It's just whether you're optimising it properly or not.
or putting in a load of crap file spaces just to make your game look bigger than it actually is. Activision, cough.
Well, actually, we don't have to say that's speculated, I should say. That's pure speculation.
Fight one. Ready, go!
By people on forums and the internet. I do think it had been some degree poker with file sizes in some of these games. Whereas this, I think, fits snugly on CD. There's probably space to boot as well. There usually weren't. But a lot of these arcade games really weren't that big. They were like 30, 40, 50 megs max, and CD's got space for 700. I think largely a lot of games, the soundtrack may well have been the biggest part of it. And I got a preferably handed as my best character, Akira.
One.
Yeah, it was hold C.
Ready, go!
So yeah, she is totally transparent, but she's not. So if I pause her, she is. It is a weird net effect, I think. It still looks very impressive. Probably better than some of the other net effect transparencies. Very, very well done net effect. Oh, let's see, hold C after selecting her.
Yeah, I held A C. I give him something.
To get the, especially a transparent head dural, which is quite fishy. Yeah. The fish, even the face of the fish, is whack it. It's just. Even the fish laughing away the.
Yeah, evil green fish.
Actually, quite a menacing group. There, it's got like. Should we do a double dural match where we both got that one? Can you both do it? Let's just see what it's so.
Okay, you can go on and I'll do silver. Hold A and C after select.
No, I don't. A and C held down all the way. I'm holding it down to.
One. Ready, go!
Oh, that's interesting. Obviously, the gold dual. Yeah, because you're a different colour. You're not quite silver. So there we go. Dual transparent. With two evil fish laughing away. Yes, we're not quite silver.
Double, triple transparency of the characters as they connect.
Yeah, I think just move. Let me move forward a bit. I probably want to try and get. There you go. We've got transparency on. Can we actually get transparency? You want like a headbutt or something? Yeah. It does this game, although I think it's a net effect. Run into one another. Okay, so. Yep, you have got transparency on transparency. Although it's not a true transparency, I think it is a weird net effect, but that's really quite impressive there when you see that. Bits, the very top of the head isn't transparent, so bits just not fully transparent, so there's a few bits that aren't.
If you both the same colour,
If they do, yeah, work out who's who. And thanks for the likes, guys. Glad to see you enjoying this stream tonight. Nice transparency action there as well. I think this is probably a game from a technical perspective that needs revisiting at some point. I think not because it's the best fighting game, but because it is a very, very impressive technical game. And I think from a Saturn perspective, it is one of the better. It is definitely a better looking Saturn game. But as I said, it was largely sort of, certainly in the West, it was largely like frowned upon as, oh, what is. Do we need another re-release of Virtua Fighter 2? Just with Chibi looking characters. I feel like the lack of shark in the background there.
What a knucklehead!
yeah, I mean, this has come like a bonus disc with Virtua Fighter 2. It's really good to get 2 versions of the game. I think that would have really been the, you know, perhaps been a bit more.
Yeah, I think as it stood, they needed to definitely. I think adding in characters from perhaps Virtua Fighter 3 might have been, or maybe even adding in save. I mean, they were probably working on Mega Mix at this point, so they should have just added in characters like save. Oh, it's really tight. Like I said, it does just look fantastic for a Saturn game. It really is one of those technical ones that you often, I mean, even myself, I have forgotten that this is such a technical marvel. I haven't actually had a Gao battle for like Dupai versus Sarah.
Fight 1. Ready, go!
Yeah, ouch, half the health bar gone in one combo. Yeah, that was me really going for it that time. Nice little ring out victory by me there. Try and get some more throws.
Fight 1. Ready, go! 1. Ready, go!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Wait! 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 休養が足りるわ。
Fight 2. Ready, go!
Oh yeah!
Fight 1. Ready, go!
Better run home to mama now.
Fight 2. Ready, go!
Better run home to mama now.
Fight 1. Ready, go!
Yeah!
Fight 2. Ready, go!
Yeah!
Okay, here we go with the final fight. We were just listening to the music there a second ago. I think we with the last couple of fights. I don't think we need to really say much more about this. I think it's said it's a technical marvel.
Ready,
Not. It was a weird game, but a technical marvel. Dragoon's letting me get a free hit. Japanese version does come with a nice moves list manual as well, unlike the Western one when you get the stick. Sending the power when you get the stick. Would like to splash mountain, but I need you to crouch to do that, so there's no way you're going to do that.
Come back again in about a year.
Fight 2. Ready, go!
Let's get one of his throws in. Yes, another one. Oh. Yeah, we don't say we think throw characters do have an advantage in this because the game is so close. Unlike VF2, this one is far more close quarters.
House doesn't quite trick. You only managed to do it the
No, you won that. You absolutely demolished me that first round. Then you might just quick. Oh, the drop kick there. I think. You... Oh. Yeah, I thought you were getting the clothesline. So.
Trying to.
Okay, I'll quickly show off the sound test while we're here. But that is it for the first matches. I think me and Dragoon are going to wrap up quickly tonight. I'll just briefly show you the sound test, but I think it's quite a cool thing I'm not going to show. So yeah, I think Dragoon, you definitely won. Just trying to work out, did I lose? Yeah, I lost 7 as Leon.
I don't think I've won any here. Sean was quite good at it, but quite good too. I lost 4.
Oh, this might include the previous matches we've had. So.
Yeah. Because I think I played 0 or 7 times.
No, I didn't win one as Zero. Kira, I lost 8 of Prime. I think Akira's a bit disadvantaged in this one. Kai definitely got the strength up, yeah. Jeffrey. Okay, so I'm just actually going to show you one of the cool factors about this. So you've got the watch mode. You do have the record. Training mode as well in this one, I believe. This is the training mode. Combo Tukin. You can exit out of that. It's one of those modes I should really test in the English version. But one of the cool facts I really do like about this is the sound test in this one. Questions, where is it? Here we go. Yes, the sound test is just wonderful. So let's do Laos. Just the animation of them all playing away is just quite rather lovely looking. Now these versions of the tracks are all very differently remixed to the original VF2, so they've actually got quite a nice feel to them. They're quite a bit different in fact, so some people may think they're too different and some people may prefer them. They're really, really nice remixes, so they're not quite the same. It's very different with how they sound, so it's quite interesting to actually listen to them and see which ones you prefer. Do you prefer the kids versions or do you prefer the original VF2 versions? And I just realised we didn't have a Jackie versus Sarah match because obviously we didn't get the Chicago stage. You know what, I'm just going to quickly do that just for a bit of fun. And then I'm going to wrap up. Just so you can all see the Chicago stage, which I didn't show in this. I didn't actually show it in the fighting.
Fight! 1. Ready, go!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and there you have it. That was me briefly trying to do two-play, holding the two joypads. So that's it from me, Random Game Riven. Thank you to my co-host, Random Game Dragoon. I'm going to wish you all a good weekend. I'm not going to do any single-player content tonight, as I've been doing various other streams. I'm going to break for the weekend, although we will probably be doing another Blazing Tornadoes video in the near future, as I'm quite keen to do a playthrough as the hidden boss, or the unlockable boss as well, on top of the jailbreaker bull noise playthrough we've already done, just to show you and list all the cheats, etc. But that's it from me this weekend stream. I hope you've all had a good week. I've been your host for this randomised gaming stream week, Random Game with. This has been Virtua Fighter Kids on the Sega Saturn, a chibi version of Virtua Fighter 2. I should say it was released in 1996. It was released for the Sega Titan Video Board Arcade and the Saturn at roughly around the same time. It was developed by Sega AM2, and of course it was published by Sega. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. I'm going to wish you a good night, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning here from the Randomised Gaming team, wherever you are in the world. I have been your host, Random Gamer Riven. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. It's just always adds to our searching. And of course, if you're new to the channel, or this is the first time seeing our content, or maybe you've watched a few of our videos and haven't quite subscribed yet, do consider subscribing to the channel. Very much appreciated. We are approaching the 3,000 milestone target, which I do hope to prep and surpass in the near future. But yes, we will be back streaming again next week. I haven't got quite sure what I'll be doing. I think I've got a few indie PC things to look at. Should probably do some more Saturn stuff, and I should probably at some point get the Mega Drive or the Xbox or one of the many other consoles here at the Randomised Gaming team can dig up and actually start streaming for you. I know I've been proliferating mainly Saturn. I think the Dreamcast as well at some point will be quite nice to do some Dreamcast streaming. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wish you a good weekend, and I will see you all streaming next week. Bye for now.